This segment is presented by Select Sector Spiders. Why pick a single stock when you can add the diversification of an entire sector of the S&P 500?
Hello everyone, here from Los Angeles. I'm Ed Carson and with me is Ken Shreve, and here is today's morning market update. Well, some blue chips are down weighing on the Dow, but the NASDAQ is trying to go for a pretty long streak here.
Yeah, NASDAQ's got a nice win streak in the works. It barely eked out a gain yesterday, so I think we're looking for 11th up session in a row, but it's the Dow that's actually lagging the action in the early going. We've got some earnings reports that are weighing on the blue chip index, but overall the bulls I think have to be happy. We've got a distribution day count in the big picture column. Signs of institutional selling in the market really just aren't that prominent right now. So I think the bulls have reason to be confident in the market uptrend for now.
Yeah, I mean the declines today are small. We've had a really strong uptrend, even though the gains day by day have not often been that strong. But 10 straight days in the NASDAQ, that's great. The Dow is actually down this week, and it's not having a good finish. The big news today was General Electric. They came out with better than expected earnings and sales. They were both down quite sharply, but the stock came down really sharply after they announced that earnings were probably going to come in at the low end of their full year estimate.
Yeah, so this is a company that's got a lot of different businesses, a lot of different tentacles. They've been spinning off some businesses to become more efficient, but clearly it's still a challenged company. And I just wanted to take a look at a weekly chart for General Electric because it has been a laggard for some time. It is a decent high yielder in the stock, but again, we always talk about the fact when you're getting a good dividend but terrible price performance, it's really kind of offsetting each other. But GE has been in a downtrend and really a good example of what resistance at the 10-week moving average looks like. When you first start to see resistance, it can sometimes result in either further price weakness, and that has definitely happened with GE. So sometimes cheap stocks are often cheap for a reason. Clearly some fundamental questions still going on with GE right now.
Yeah, I mean, GE had a 21-month low today. Their CEO is leaving and turning around, but it's not exactly clear what they're going to do. They've done a whole lot of restructuring over the years and shifting out of businesses, and I know analysts are going to talk about that. They should spin off this business or this or that, but they keep on buying businesses at the high end, it seems like. They keep on getting into energy or different elements that. And so that has not helped. I mean, but so the new CEO has a lot of work cut out for him.
Yeah, it's still obviously a challenged company, and its stock price performance is certainly indicative of that.
Well, Dow stocks are definitely making the news today. Microsoft came out last night. They had better than expected earnings, much better than expected earnings. Revenue was also above expectations, but the stock is down a little bit today, and part of that was on cautious guidance for revenue for this quarter.
The stock had been moving higher in light volume. We talked about a recent breakout for Microsoft over a 72.99 buy point, but anytime you see a stock wedging higher in light volume and clearing a buy point in light volume, that points to some lack of conviction behind the buying. But listen, I think Microsoft has to be given a lot of credit. Their new CEO has really done a masterful job of talk about just execution. I mean, this is a mega billion-dollar market cap company that has actually successfully pivoted to new markets, and
when you look at Cisco, which is sort of struggling, and IBM, I mean, turning around a company
that size.
Yeah, you're taking about. I mean, Microsoft is about selling legacy Office and Windows software to PCs in a normal. Here's your hard drive, disk, and now to shift over to cloud computing and
services.
Yeah. Obviously they still got going there. The revenue growth isn't tremendous, but it is pretty impressive. It is not easy to turn around a company like that.
Significant earnings beat for Microsoft, and I think sales beat as well. I think you mentioned the guidance was a little cautious for revenue, but so we'll see how it ends up. But Microsoft has been definitely a very steady price performer in the market.
Yeah, now looking again to another Dow stock, Visa. That's another company that sort of broke initially on great volume over the last week or so. Came out with better than expected results, and they raised their full year revenue outlook. So that stock was doing relatively well today.
And this recent acquisition of Visa Europe has been fueling nice revenue growth for the company. Again, just a very, very well-run company here. Visa has been in a lot of our large cap growth screens for many, many years, frankly, because it's been such a steady, consistent price performer. Still churning out decent growth despite a very large market cap. So but Visa looking pretty good here. 96.70 buy point is what we're looking at, so you don't want to chase a stock when it moves more than 5% past a buy point. So Visa, even though it's made a pretty big run in light volume, technically it still could be in buy range here. Maybe looking a little extended, but it still looks like it's within that 5% buy zone.
And again, while we always talk about stocks move with markets, they often move with groups because of either the business or because of investor sentiment, and there have been a lot of payment stocks. MasterCard, Capital One is not a breakout. That had good results last night. Square, PayPal, there's a whole lot of payment stocks that have been doing well.
Yeah, and the news around PayPal yesterday, does some sort of agreement with J.P. Morgan. It's really been a nice area of strength in the market.
Yeah, Amazon, is down a little bit today. Amazon is one of the fangs that has definitely powered the market over this last couple of weeks. It's been moving, it's been moving higher, hitting new highs. But today it's down a little bit on an MTC inquiry. They're getting more government notice. Yeah,
and I'm not really sure. This is just news came out late Thursday that the FTC is just looking into the possibility of deceptive pricing on Amazon. So the story is still very early. It's a fairly muted reaction by Amazon. It's not like it's down super hard on this news. I mean, to me, this story kind of has a feeling where even if the FTC, after several months, finds something, you probably get a fine and you move on. And obviously, Amazon's got a pretty heavy cash position, so we'll see what happens here. But the FTC news really not moving the stock a whole lot today.
Something to look forward, looking ahead, because Amazon is affecting so many industries. There seem to be rumblings of antitrust, regulation now. The traditional U.S. view is if it's helping the consumers, lowering prices, that's fine. But there is a shift towards more of a European style. If it's hurting companies, if they're using their monopoly or network effects, you saw that with Europe, and so it's potential for Amazon to get in trouble. There's going to be a lot of
or at least receive future scrutiny.
There's going to be scrutiny, and so that's just out there again. It's something that's going on there. It's interesting to see how that'll go ahead. Meanwhile, biotechs are an area that are doing very well. I guess in a market sort of choppy, biotechs are sort of can offer growth no matter what the economy is doing.
Yeah.
And we have a profile today on MS drugs. There's a whole new wave of multiple sclerosis drugs that are really promising for patients. Just sort of the variety, hopefully providing new treatments, cheaper treatments in some cases. And biotechs are leaders. Yeah,
well, Allison Gatlin does a great job covering the biotech space. She's got a story right on the homepage right now, I believe, investors.com, so you can check that out. But biotechs, I don't think there's any question when you talk about sectors and groups in the market that are poised for more M&A activity down the line. Certainly the biotech group being as big as it is, there's a lot of smaller companies that look very interesting right now to larger companies. So we'll probably continue to see M&A activity in the biotech sector, but just want to take a look at a couple of strong performing ones here. No real news moving the stocks today, but Regeneron, ticker REGN. This is a weekly chart, recent breakout for the stock, showing good action right around its 10-week moving average. This is what we would consider a very healthy chart, and of course, Regeneron's flagship drug is Eylea, which treats age-related wet macular degeneration, but they've got such a huge pipeline. They're doing a lot of innovative work in cholesterol and rheumatoid arthritis, so very compelling pipeline here and strong performing stock. And then there was another one that we're going to look at, BioVerativ, which is actually a leaderboard name at investors.com. This company was spun off by Biogen. Their business is hemophilia. They made a recent acquisition that the analysts seem to like that's going to get them into some newer markets, but hemophilia is the focus right now for this company, and really like the price action and chart here. This one looks like it could be poised for another move higher, so we'll see.
Yeah, there's going to be some biotech earnings that are coming up next week, but some of the ones that are really going to, it is a huge week.
Yeah.
A huge week, yeah. But looking forward, we're going to see Amazon, but also Facebook and Google. It is a big week for for FANG stock.
Yeah, we had the one FANG stock, Netflix, come out with another blowout quarter, and we've got the 3 other FANGs reporting next week. So we'll just check in real quickly on weekly charts for all 3. Here's a look at Alphabet, ticker GOOGL, and you've got a nice base setting up here.
Yeah.
So another stock that is, is the stock under outright accumulation here? Arguably not, but it's still in a nice technical setup here. Like many other stocks, could use some upside volume, maybe see a little bit of conviction here. But it is setting up nicely ahead of its earnings report, I believe, Monday after the close. And then we've got Facebook. We'll take a look at a weekly chart for Facebook and see Facebook not really actionable here. This is just an example of an extended stock. It broke out. It's been running higher, getting support at the 10-week moving average. You don't want to chase it up here. We'll see if Facebook can deliver a nice quarter of strong growth next week as well.
And this is something, like if a Google were to break out just before, if you were holding Google, this is a reason why, you often cover this, in earnings previews, about, doing an option strategy. This, I think, an effective way, because, you can see Netflix, you don't want to miss out on a stock that's gone up 15%, but on the other hand, you have a GE or other stocks, you can suffer some big losses in a hurry.
Oh yeah, so Alphabet is going to be. We're going to talk about Alphabet this weekend on B2 for IBD Weekly as a potential options play, and we've got 3 other actionable names that we're going to take a look at as well, and sprinkle a few more names in there. So it's a very busy week of earnings next week, and so we'll see what Alphabet can deliver Monday.
Okay.
And then let's see, Facebook was extended, and we wanted to take a look at Amazon finally as well, just a weekly chart there. And we're kind of debating whether or not this is extended now or if it's near a buy point. I think the general consensus is that this is kind of in a flat base type structure here. So Amazon reports next week as well. We'll see if a big earnings report will be enough to fuel even more price gains.
Well, that's about it for today. We will not be holding an afternoon market update. That's because Ali and Elaine are still in San Diego enjoying Comic-Con. They already they're producing videos for us and talking about things. They already did an interview with a Hasbro executive talking about how Comic-Con can provide influence for what are going to be the big toys for Christmas. It's because it's not just about dressing up. There's a lot of business going on there too, and so keep in touch there. If you haven't subscribed to our live notifications already for Facebook, please do so, because then you'll get alerts for when we do go live. And also sign up for the IBD app at Google Play or the App Store. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and have a good day.